already. They're beautiful, but they're kind of large for this, and I will use some large ones, but obviously I can't use them all, and I really like all of them. So, but I have extras for other projects now. But I thought I really want the tiles to be part of the motif that is going on in here. You know, basically that's how I started. That's how this idea came about anyways. So I thought, let me just create smaller little towels and just put them everywhere with a little bit of that steampunk motif to it. So what I did, I cut tiles that they were 1 1/4 by 1 1/4, and then 1/4 by, in 1 inch by 1 inch. So little squares, one a little bigger than the other one. And basically the only thing I did was to, let me see if I can bring this closer to us. I put this into the melting pot. My cord is not, oh, here it is, cooperating with me, but now we are. Let me see. There we go. I really truly have a mess in here. I don't know if you probably can't see that, but well, let me dip it in. And basically this is what you're going to get. Something that is like that. I dipped it in. Then before it got really cold, I put some, I know you can see it, so I'll put it right here. I'll put a little bit of the, you know, embossing powder. Not much, because I don't really need a lot for this. Remember, we're still going to cover them. I just want to give them a little bit of a coating, and that was basically what I did. Then, next step was to melt it, just like we done the other ones. No difference. Okay. Alright, so I just grabbed any stamp that is small enough, just put it on top, get my tweezers out. I know I'm out of frame, but that's the only, you know, space that I have left in here. So, but let me show you. So that's how it came out. Then I have to trim the edges. You know, I'm looking at my hands in the camera, and boy, they are horrendous. But, you know, I can clean them 1,000 times and they'll be dirty in 2 seconds. I cannot work with gloves. So, anyway, so here's our little tile right here. And if I move it around, you can see the, you know, the embossing part of it. And after this, obviously, we do the alcohol inks. Well, actually, I let it dry or get really brittle and cold. Then I just kind of crack it a little bit. These ones are harder to crack because it's such a small surface. So if you're not careful, you end up breaking the whole thing apart. So let's not be too careful, not too concerned about breaking these ones to create that illusion. It's really not, you're not even going to notice it anyways. So after that, whatever cracking you could have done on them, then you do your alcohol inks, and then you can use your Inka golds, and obviously I use a little bit of the gold leaf paint, the enamel paint. So that's how this ones came about. So from that to here, and any stamp, there is no pattern to them. This is not even scripts, this is just lettering. This one is this little bitty stamp that I have in here. Let's see. This is a little, you know, that vintage bicycle. I know that it has a name, but I really cannot remember it right now. So, because I had this big one, you know, so I have the baby one too. So I created that one. So that's how this one's came about. So that's where we are at. And now I'm going to start working on, you know, designing actually this one, because really we're at that point now. And I did crack, let's see, the image some. You can see it right there. I guess you can see it right there. And it just, it's not quite what I wanted, but I'm going to go with it for right now, and see what else I can do with it. But for right now, I'm not going to worry too much about that. I mean, it's cemented on it, and I want to work with the tiles now that we have. We're going to start doing the designing and start working with embellishments. I'm going to be doing some of these flowers for us. You know, we'll learn how to do this ones. I'm sure a lot of people have done this one, so it's not, I'm not like the only person that's done them. But any flower that you would have that is silk flower, anything like that, you can dip them into the UT and create this awesome, beautiful flowers. Okay, so we're going to be making some of this because in my hat, the design that I created over the Photoshop is pansies. That is my favorite flower. So what I'm going to do is recreate pansies in paper and then dip them into the UT, and then you're going to be here, you know, for that. You're going to be making them with me at the same time. So I want to you know, emphasize the hat pansies, and then I want to put a little bit more here on the bottom, or you know, by the bust area right here. So those are the ones that we're going to be creating, and from now on it's really just about having fun and getting these flowers ready. So let me get all my materials gather and clean up a little bit more here, and we'll come back in a second. Okay, we're back to, we're going to start recreating our base color. It doesn't mean that that's the color is going to stay, but I want to have a kind of a mute color background palette, so you know, it's easier for me to start working. So what I created, I just used 2 leftovers that I had. It's clear or as white, or they're kind of cream color. This one is kind of I don't know, it has like a silvery or pearl-esque something, and this is kind of a cream color. So whatever leftovers I had left there, just for the sake of using those bottles. But I actually want to be able to seal what you know, our texture paste, because I don't want that to start crumbling as we're moving and start doing more you know, more movement into this canvas. I really like how the bricks came out. Can you see the texture right there? It's actually pretty nice. Wow, I'm impressed actually. I didn't think it was going to be that good, but it is. Oops. Don't worry about getting anything on Miss Gladys there, because she's easy to clean in there, because you know it's plastic what she has over her, and you know, all the edges of this image will be covered anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Right now I just really want to seal all this texture work that we've done. I don't want to keep going anywhere. This is the driest one, I think. I'm gonna leave it in there. Seems like this one is a little runnier, so it's coming out easier. I hope I'm still in frame there. Yeah, it looks like I am. Let me move that. But I have some paper ready here in case it, you know, I put some paint accidentally on Miss Gladys. So, wow, I'm very impressed with this, with the way the texture paint is coming through. Better than I thought. Because don't think that I know what I'm doing, or I have a complete idea. I am just winging it, to be very honest with you. And like I said, it's easy to clean her because it's plastic what she's got over her. It's latex, so. Damn, I grab a little bit more from this side. Yeah, I definitely like the texture mask that we've done. Yeah, that one is really not coming out at all, so we're gonna have to move along. See if I can. Yeah, I think this one about had it. So let's throw this one away. I just wanted to utilize whatever I had left over on that, and looks like I did. Oh, there it is. So now we don't need that much. Okay. So let me save that just in case we need to do a little bit of a retouching later on. Oh yeah, that's pretty nice. I sure hope this comes out nice. Okay, so it sure looks like it's making a big mess everywhere. I think we can finagle. What do you guys think? Okay, so now it's time to clean Miss Gladys. Let's put this in water. And I have my little wet wipes that I can wipe the edges before it becomes petrified on it. And I'm sure we'll be doing some more cleaning later on, but I don't want to have, you know, this big old goops on it, on the image there. Oops. Alright. Perfect. It's getting there. And the more I try to clean, the more I dirty it with my hands. You notice that? It's alright. There's going to be plenty of retouches later on. Alright. Okay, we're going to let this puppy dry while as I gather all my ingredients or my materials to make the flowers. So while this is drying, we'll start working on those puppies. So let me put it closer so you guys can see it. I really like it. I really like the texture in it. Let's see if I can, look at that. Let's see. Look at the brick. Well, let me move that dirty, very dirty thumb out of the way. Look at the brickwork. Isn't that nice? And then you have the flourishes. You can't see too much of the flourishes because they're flatter, you know, than the other ones. But look at that beautiful fleur-de-lis on top. And then I created a little bit more brick on this side. Just want to kind of to marry the whole thing in there. And then the flourishes underneath here. Let's see if yeah, you can see those. Those came out really nice. Oops, let's see. There they are. Alright, so we'll let this puppy dry and we'll come back and start making the flowers. See you in a bit.